the sun is high, we're feeling good. In Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Fins Talk leading the crew. We're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Fins up high, the crowds roar.
All right, good evening, Dolphin fans, and welcome to the late night show here on FTSN. I'm Bobby Fins Talk, joined by Finstanza. It's Friday night. The week is finally over, at least the work week. It's never really over here on FTSN. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got the World Baseball Classic, which is covered by Russ Morgan. You got, of course, Fins Talk all through the week. We got Miami Heat coming on Sunday with Alex and myself, with East 10th Street Boys. We got the draft. We got Canes. We've got it all here on FTSN. But Finstanza and I were like, hey, let's go ahead and do the late night show here on FTSN tonight, and let's do a mock draft because it never gets boring doing mocks. What's up, Idle Man in the house? Ryan as well. Colin, great to see you. Anthony Manzano. Bobby, is there a way you can react to some of the mock drafts that I sent you in our private chat before you do your mock? Let's see. Let's see how much time we got. Well, I think we can. I think we could look at one or two and see what we can do. But before we get into any of that, Finstanza, how you doing, brother?
Wasn't it nice to have me back last night, trolling your ass off? Wasn't that a lot of fun? I love
Always
that.
a blast. Always a
blast.
blast.
You always tell me I'm watching. Of course I'm watching, but you never know what I'm up to. Honestly, yesterday was exhausting. Like, I don't know about you, Bobby. I'm sure you had this with your family, like when you were traveling, coming back from DCC. You could have the most relaxing vacation. Isn't air travel like just like the most unenjoyable thing in the world?
Horrible.
Just once you get through the airport, then you're waiting in line to get on the plane, then sitting on the plane, then you don't get off the plane, and then you have to find a way to get back home. When you get home, you're done. You don't want to know nobody. You don't want to talk to anybody. That was me yesterday. I only had an hour flight, but just the travel of the day, I had a couple meetings. It was like I had the energy to type like this, and then I just fell asleep as I was typing to you guys last night. I was just gone. But no, honestly, it's great. I love doing these late night shows because the kids are asleep, but the kids are not bothering me. And it's very quiet for me, and I can just have fun doing this. I love it. I love it. And I must tell you, I'm sure everyone's watching the World Baseball Classic, and yeah, Canada wins, big deal. The fact that they made it to the quarters for me, they come back and win against the U.S., great. If they don't, big deal. Honestly, I don't know if you've been watching it a little bit. The one thing, the crowd, the atmosphere and the feel of the World Baseball Classic has been amazing. But you know, when you watch a game, and I'm sure you've done this, watching Dolphin games, you're watching any other sport, you could have all the fans you want in the stands on the left to the right. It doesn't look good when behind the plate half the people are gone. I'm sure you watch many Marlins games and you see there's no one behind the plate. The Dominican Republic game and against Korea, and now the game against Canada, US, it's like they're not filling up what's most important, which is what you see when the pitcher's throwing the ball. There's no one behind there. And I go like, the crowds are not that great for these World Baseball Classics. Like they should be bigger for as much as the event has been. So like, even for me, if I miss the game, it's the World Baseball Classic. It comes and goes. What are you going to do? Dolphins are more important to me tonight.
Talking about Dolphins, man, goodness, again, as you can see, as we're scrolling here on the bottom, the Dolphins have been busy. What we thought, we were like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Who can they add? What can they do? Of course, they shocked the NFL world and bring in Malik Willis on a 3-year deal, very conservative deal, very, good-looking deal. If you're a Dolphins fan, if you're around the league, you're seeing it. Today, they added a pass rusher, David Ajobo, Baltimore Raven edge rusher, bringing him in, former second-round pick. Jumping in, which is great, and then they brought in an offensive lineman as well. I was trying to look for his information there, but
Jamari from the Chargers.
There you go. Thank you.
And don't forget about Tucker Addington as our long snapper.
We got a long snapper. We got a punter. We got a punter
from the USFL.
Seth Vernon.
But you know what's funny? They're proving
Jalen
something.
Tolbert, wide receiver.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but you know what?
From the Cowboys.
The only confusing part about this week, and we'll get into it, which is kind of funny, is why they need a kicking competition. They did that with the punting last year, and now they're doing it with the kicker. Like I find that funny. Like honestly, Bring in your minimum guys at that position. You saw that you need Jason Sanders last year. You had Riley Patterson who did the job. I just find it funny that they're signing, of all the things they needed to sign, why they need to bring in 2 kickers. And that's kind of fun.
Placement movies. So I'm gonna say one thing, like none of these names, even the top free agent, and many people consider the top free agent in the league was Malik Willis. You know, he's a backup, was drafted in the 3rd round, looked really good in Green Bay. I mean, if you watch what he did in Liberty, I liked him a lot coming out of Liberty, but nobody really jumps out at you with these free agents. However, these are capable guys. I mean, this is a really decent, not great, okay, not good. That's gonna make you jump, but a really decent free agent class so far for Miami. And the one thing I love about it, Evan, and there's a few names that jump out at you that you go, man, this is intriguing. Ojobo, Tolbert, but what I love about this is how this is going to impact the Dolphins draft. The Dolphins are not going to go into the draft with a complete hole going in. None of these moves are going to stop Miami from taking a guy. Maybe a quarterback, obviously in round 1. We didn't figure that was going to happen anyway. There's nobody there. Ty Simpson, no.
With the Jets. I want the Jets to take Ty Simpson. Let them reach.
Strong feeling to go. But none of these moves stop Miami from going and getting a guy. But what it does, it gives Miami the flexibility to entertain the trade down, but also say, hey, even though, this guy's good, I like this guy better. We could get this guy, even though this might be a position need, because we filled some of these guys. They don't have to attack the cornerback position right away, even though, and before free agency, you're like, they definitely need to go get Mansour Delane. Now they could wait until the 3rd round, possibly. So, and like Bo Show says right there, B Show, this draft is going to be BPA, trade down or BPA. So, what do you think of this free agency so far, and how you think it may impact the NFL draft?
If I had to grade John Eric Sullivan and Jeff Hafley on this free agency so far, if there was a grade greater than an A+, I'd give it to them, and this is why. They were smart in terms of what they did with the split, but they took on the bonus for Tua, so now it's like 53-45 versus, or I think it's something like that, versus it being 66. Like they took that bonus, so they balanced it out a little bit more to give them a little more space. They restructured Austin Jackson, where it worked out where, yes, they already had 3 void years. So you add 1 more year. What's the big deal anyways at that point? And then at least you're giving yourself a guy who has, when healthy, has been a decent tackle. So it's not as big of a deal that you have to go get a tackle. You can go get a swing tackle, or if you see someone in free agency later on, you could go get. I like the signing of Tutu Atwell, because Tutu Atwell is another speed guy that you can use as a gadget player whose average yards for his career is like over close to 15 yards, but where he's playing behind Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and that group, like he hasn't gotten the chance, but we'll see. Tolbert's had a decent year. I'm not going to jump at his results of getting 7 touchdowns in 2024 because the NWI Nick Westbrook-Akine had 9 touchdowns. I'm not basing it on that, but they got a 6'1" wide receiver. They got another speed guy. Greg Dulcich being re-signed. Ben Sims is a good blocking tight end to go along with them. Like I would never have given Julian Hill up to $18 million. Are you crazy? Mm-hmm. Larry Borum getting almost $7 million going to the Lions. Like they got Samley, who's okay. They bring guys in who are, a lot of them are from South Florida, whether in the secondary. Jobo, like whether for me, they're sprinkling it, and they're all young guys, and not all these guys are going to make a team, but at least they're bringing in guys who, like, if you look at it, I think you go on your ticker, how many signings have they made? And yes, they had to fill their roster, but that's the point. You have to figure things out, and they already have a good foundation on offense when you really think about it. Because I don't know about you, yes, it's a hype video, but if you go watch that 3-minute video of Malik Willis and you see the depth, and if you go back and you go look at his throw, there's a throw at the combine when you were watching that he made at the combine. The guy has a bazooka of an arm. The guy actually could throw the football. And when you saw him at the press conference yesterday, Bobby, his upper body, like his upper is he looks like he looks the size of Willie Gay. The guy looks like Jordan Brooks. The guy looks like he's not a small 6'1" in stature, and if he hits, and by the way, the number one thing I saw, we gave Tua his goodbye, but we didn't wish him a happy birthday. How many people do you know, Bobby? Bobby, you ever know that? Like, I'm sure you see that at hockey games, or I do this a lot of hockey games where a player comes back after playing for a team and they do a little, or you come to sports
Yeah,
and they see a little
montage. Yeah,
tribute
yeah.
video. Like right now, if you went to a Predators game and Shea Weber came back, they would do an event for him, or not Shea Weber, because Shea Weber was a star in Nashville. But let's say you bring back, let's say Stamkos plays for him for a couple of years and comes back and they give him a little tribute video. Malik Willis played 2 years and 3 starts and 6 games with 3 starts with the Packers, and they gave him a thank you video. Yeah. They gave him a little tribute. And I go to myself, so honestly, there's conviction there. If the guy hits, you have nothing to lose. And what the crazy part is that even if they do nothing now, Bobby, June 1st, we get $20 million in cap space. $20 million just falls into their lap to go after guys post-draft. You know,
the acorns, as Jeff Acorns
with $20 million. Yes, you have to sign your draft class, but still, that's still plenty of money. You can also accrue that. You can also accrue that and push it to next year. And even if they do the basic stuff next year, Bobby, with Tua's disastrous contract at $45 million cap hit and Malik Willis' guaranteed money, they're still going to have, before the cap even goes up, are going to have over $70 to $80 million in cap space. Like, this is the fun part about this year, is that no matter what they do this year, next year they're going to get $20 million in June, like $70 to $80 million next year, plus the additional cap space. What they have to overcome over what McDaniel and Tua and Greer have put this team through and the fan base through is no other short of a miracle. You know what would have happened this year if Greer were still here and McDaniel, they would have pushed more. They would have signed more players. Tyreek would be back. Like, it would have been a disaster. So far for me, I like the fact that they're keeping the Dolphins relevant. We so far got the top guy. I don't think he's the same thing as Justin Fields, because Justin Fields, with the amount of playing time that he had in Pittsburgh and Chicago, you knew there was something wrong there, and he wasn't great. Malik Willis actually did the smart thing, struggled at the beginning, sat back, learned how to play quarterback, developed under Matt LaFleur, and now look at him now that he got this opportunity. And I'm going to trust in Jeff Hafley and John Eric Sullivan. Felt like these guys just picked him. They watched him for 2 years. So for me, this free agency so far has been very enjoyable and entertaining. I thought I'd be bored. I'm loving it so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, it's been surprising. It's surprising. And these players are guys that, they don't jump out at you. But again, this gives you the flexibility for BPA and possible trade downs. So I love the way it's been done. You brought up Malik Willis. Everything screams, now as a Dolphins fan, you're biased for him to be successful. But I don't know how you could watch him and see how he is and listen to him talk and look at him training and see everything from the beginning to the end and not root for this guy. Like you said, for 2 seasons, he was the backup, threw for only 300 yards. He wasn't that big. We didn't even give Tua his birthday, right? You said that. But Green Bay, for their backup quarterback, said, thank you, Malik. That doesn't, he had a short time on the field, which was great enough or good enough for teams to want him, and the Dolphins try to make a move for him. Obviously, Hafley and Jared Eric Sullivan watch him enough behind the scenes, in the training room, in the film room, Hafley coaching against him, saying, this is the guy I want to start. I want him to be my quarterback when I start to be a head coach, when I'm going to be a head coach. This is the guy I want to lead my team when I start. Doesn't mean it's going to be successful. It doesn't mean anything, but that's the type of character they want. That's the type of competitor they want. And that's what he is. That tells you what the Packers, he wasn't the starter. He only played a few games, but he did so much enough behind the scenes that Green Bay was like, thank you. That speaks to him. And I think that's going to translate to what Miami, we're going to see a competitor. We're going to see someone, I'm not saying, he's going to shock the world, but we're going to see someone like when we saw Fitzpatrick, no quit, making a play, giving the extra effort. He has a big arm, big legs. He makes plays. It's never going to be a dead play with him. And to see him with Devon Achane, Jalen Waddle, if something shocking happens, Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert, possibly a couple draft picks. It's like you said, some guys might not be here. Again, these guys that we signed. Oh, well, now we don't need a receiver. No. This doesn't end. This doesn't stop anything. Everything's at play, but now there's flexibility. I have to ask you this. We're going to go into the mock draft now. However, we all had, and we all still do, have certain positions, have certain players that we have in mind that we would love Miami to draft or go after. Yesterday on Fins Talk today in the comments, you kept bringing up defense, edge rusher. Miami signs an edge rusher today. Is there any position, and it could be edge rusher, but is there any position that before you saw Miami's free agency that you were like, they desperately need this, but now that free agency Miami's at the back end of free agency now, at least the first period, that you're like, you know what? We don't have to go after that right now. We're okay. We can move past that. BPA.
Linebacker. Only because they're bringing back the two most consistent. They're going to keep Dotson. Like, if you think about it, as much he was the green dot player, he understands how to play defense. At $3 million, I don't think you're going to find someone in the draft who's going to necessarily be better. Yes, it's Sonny Styles, but you have Jordan Brooks. Like, if you combine those two guys, that's like almost 270 tackles between those two guys. Like, I linebacker for me is one of those positions where I'm less concerned about that need heading into the draft. I'm more concerned at the other positions because I invested. You're still going to get a running back, but the two areas where I'm least concerned are the areas that were not as big of a concern for the Dolphins in 2025, and that was running back and linebacker. Those are the two drafts. If you get them and the people fall into your lap, if Sonny Styles is sitting there at 11, I'll go get him if he's BPA, but he's not my priority, and neither is running back. If you see them in the third or fourth rounds, fine. But those aren't my picks in the first two rounds, first three rounds even.
Yeah. So while what's up, dude? So
I don't know about
you got Michael Desiree.
Michael
Desiree says we still got to go get Joe Lallar again. Bringing in Malik Willis, having Quinn Ewers does not eliminate going to get a quarterback. It doesn't eliminate that.
Poor Cam Miller. What about Cam Miller?
Would you consider Caleb Downs at 11? Yes. We're hearing the injury concerns, right? We're hearing, the degenerative ACL. I know about degenerative. My shoulder, my hip. I got it. However, it's coming at the right time, all this talk. It's a team trying to push down Caleb Downs. Yes, you would have to consider Caleb Downs for sure. But you also probably would want to consider the trade down options the trade down offers you're going to get if he's sitting there.
Here's a good question for you, Bobby. If you, Josh Wingate, and Vogel and Brett were doing the draft again right now, and you look back on the 2025 season, do you remember who kept on falling and got drafted around 39? Do you remember who it was?
Who?
He was a cornerback. He played for Arizona.
Will Johnson. Will
Johnson.
Yeah.
If I had to look back right now, and I had a decision to make, Kenneth Grant at 15 or Will Johnson at 39, Will Johnson was the better pick after 1 year. So, because you went to go get a guy who had a lot of upside for a guy who played next to another guy at Michigan, and I think benefited from that. And you saw this year he had a little bit of a rookie season, meaning that he did not help himself this year. Like, I feel if you said to yourself, did Kenneth Grant outplay Jordan Phillips and Zeke Biggers? No. So you basically said the seventh, where you're one of your last picks, your last pick in the draft and your first pick in the draft play at the same level. If I had to remember we did the joke on Fins TV, and I made the joke when he gave us the list, and he asked who the rookie of the year was for the team. And I go, can I have another option? Can I buy a vowel? Because what about poor Zeke Biggers? Because he was better than Kenneth Grant. So
I'm going to say, for me, great point with Will Johnson. Of course, you knew my number one pick for last year was Jahdae Barron, who went to the Broncos. I would have loved Jahdae Barron, obviously, because corner ends up being a bigger need, even though Miami has addressed corner a couple times. I do want to throw out or speak to Anthony's mock draft that he DM'd me. We'll just talk about it one, and then we'll move on there. Anthony, maybe we'll bring up one on Sunday on the draft show. But he trades down to 29 and drafted Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo. I like that. McNeil Warren, he's a big corner, a big safety, tall, size. With 41, he went corner. Davidson, Benison. I'm going to butcher that. Evan knows I butcher names. Ohio State, another good size corner. Jake Goldie, linebacker. Tosaro Davis, big fan of Tosaro Davis. Any day of the week, 6'4". Love him. Bud Clark, great pick there. Like him. Drew Adlar at 89. Cool. Double down at safety. Marlon Klein out of Michigan and Tanner Colziel out of Houston. Preston Hodge out of Colorado, corner, and then a receiver, Reggie Virgil. Honestly, the last four guys, not much to say about that. But I do like Bud Clark, Tosaro Davis, McNeil Warren, Davison. That's great size in the secondary, and we know that's what Sullivan and Hafley are looking at. Jake Goldie, decent linebacker, 60's okay, 60's all right. And Drew Allar, who doesn't like that? Adaman Chop may be a problem. Not sure he makes it as an edge. Not able to play linebacker. No coverage skills. Struggled in his second year. I'm doing, I'm not giving up on him just yet. But this, obviously, with this new coaching staff, this new regime, I think that this is the year he's going to have to show up. He's have to play his best football or show that he puts the effort, because these aren't guys who aren't going to last him. They didn't draft him. So this could be a year where if he doesn't show out, he could be gone after next season. So, Chop is absolutely got to watch for. Anthony Bobby, as much as I like Caleb, I'm going to stay away from him if I was a GM because of that injury. I've talked to an orthopedic surgeon. Those injuries are not something that heals. Well, the problem with that is, Anthony, is that was a rumor, again, that has been brought up randomly right before the draft. This happens. It's up to the team to do the investigation to find out, because, again, this is a guy that he didn't have those type of concerns before the draft, and and nobody was talking about that. This is a team. I think a team probably put that out there so he could fall. So, and now if you see him falling, if you start to see him fall like a Will Johnson, maybe, just maybe, there's some validity there. But then maybe next year you're like Evan talking about Will Johnson now, going, damn, we should have took Will Johnson, or you'll be like, damn, we could have taken Caleb Downs. So Cap for Life says BP at 11 or trade back. Let's answer that question right now. So we'll pull this up here, and let me move this here. We're using sticktothemodel.com mock draft simulator. Very cool. Again, if you are just tuning in, if you're new to the channel, you're watching FTSN late night show. We're doing a late night mock draft here. If you're brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the like button to the show, hit the subscription button. We will entertain trades. You could put in the comments what you're thinking. We'll be interested to what you're thinking. Maybe we'll go with the flow. Maybe you convince us otherwise. Evan, I was on here last night with Sammy. We did a no trade mock. Tonight we're doing a trade mock. And so Evan and I, this is not Evan gets a turn, I get a turn. This is me and him discussing this and then deciding what we're going to do. And let me throw your comments there so I could see it and go. Yeah, I love this mock. I like this mock draft simulator. I do like PFSN as well. They do a good job. They give you a lot of options. But
now
this one is
a percentages. It's a little
better. Yeah. I like, but this one is cool. And so we'll go ahead and roll with this. Evan, let's just say right now, guys on the board, we're at 11. Yes, we're going to entertain trade offers, but you're looking at here, we're 3 guys that you hope are at Miami's pick by the time we get to 11.
That I hope?
Like, yeah, that you're like, crossed? Yeah, that you're like, man, I hope they're there, because either that's great for us for a possible trade down, or that's a grab and go.
The 3 players are Bain, Bailey, and Downs.
There you go.
If those 3 are sitting there, Bobby, something went well.
Well, again, that's why I do hope at 2, Ty Simpson goes to the Jets. I hope the Jets get desperate enough that they go in and take Ty Simpson there, because that will push a guy down. What does Arizona do? So go ahead.
Yeah. I personally, the big fight, and I think it happened to you last night, if Marioga or Fano are sitting there, and let's say a Ruben Bain and a Spencer Fano are sitting there, or a Ruben Bain and a Francisco Mayorga are sitting there, Dolphins Twitter in that moment is going to go talk about polarization of the Dolphins again. It's going to happen again because you're going to have that same concept of premium positions. How do you don't go draft the offensive line in the first round? You already have your tackles. You can wait a couple more rounds. Oh, edge rusher premium position. Like that defense is what's missing right now on this team. So that's the fight. Like that's where I know it's going to be an issue. So part of me wants both of the OTs to go, just because for me personally, I don't think offensive tackle. I don't think tackle is the priority in round one. That's just me. But I'm just saying, if it's there and they're the best player, maybe that's the right thing to do. But I personally am convinced, unless there's a can't miss the offensive player there, like a Jeremiah Love falls under that. I think it's halfly the defensive guy. You have to give the guy his defensive guy.
If he wants that. Remember, McDaniel's an offensive guy, and he was saying, I'll get edge rushers every year, and they got Chop Robinson that first time. So it really just depends.
Short arms. I'm so
tired
of the arm length.
I'll just say, in regards to Spencer Fanu, I haven't heard anything about a center. I've heard interior offensive line, but I'm not big. I don't give a ding about short arms, man. I love Spencer Fanu. I love his film. If Miami gets him at 11 or gets him at 20 something, if he could play multiple spots in the offensive line, you could put him at right tackle. But the great thing is that Miami restructured Austin Jackson. As much as we wanted to move on, that gives Miami incredible flexibility to do exactly what Evan's talking about, and that's the move past tackle at 11 and possibly go get it later on. There are guys there you could possibly get. All right, so let's go ahead and start this out. Let's roll it here. Ty Simpson does go 2. He does go 2, which is great. Arvell Reese went 3.
And exactly what I said would happen.
What you didn't want to happen. What you did
not
want
to happen. Both linemen are there.
And, look. Francis Mauigoa is on the board from Miami. Spencer Fanu out of Utah. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State wide receiver. Jamon McCoy, who a lot of people had at one point, top 5, top 10. Injury, he had that big injury. This is not Caleb Downs. This is a guy who had a legitimate injury, did not play. He's this is a guy who could have been a top 10 if he was playing. He's not there. One guy will say Tennessee, Colton Hood. You probably get in the late 20s or top of the second round. I like him a lot as well. B Show says Francis Mauigoa with the 11th
I'm
pick.
considering trades. I'm already considering.
All right, but no, hold on. We'll look at trades, and I understand. But let's say we don't do a trade. Where are you right here?
Who am I?
Yeah, where would you go here if you're not doing a trade?
Based on what's there, I take Mayorga. I'm gonna take Mayorga like B Show.
There you go. Okay, and I'm with you. I'm down with that. I really am.
Because he's one of those players. Honestly, he is an offensive tackle, but I think if you draft him, yes, he's a great tackle, but I have no problem trying him at left guard, putting Jonas Savaiinawa at right guard, and then if Jackson gets injured, then you put Mayorga at right tackle. Like, I don't mind that at all. That I can live with.
And that's how I feel about Fanu. First off, Manuel Freeling could play on the left side, the right
Mayorga
side,
better.
But I like them both. But Spencer Fanu, I have him a little higher grade, even though I love Mauigoa and obviously Miami guy. But Spencer Fanu, he's another guy. Play right tackle, you move him to guard. It can move them to left guard. Put Savanea to the right side, which I think would be better. Leone at left guard, that would be good but I would consider it in a trade down. I wouldn't get him at 11. Anyway, So let's go ahead and look at trades. So we got the best trade offers there, that percentage wise, right? Is Detroit trading down to 17 and get the pick 50. Chicago offering 25 and 57. Houston offering 3 picks, 28, 59, and 69 to move up to 11. And Philadelphia offering 23 and 54.
What's the trade? Because it's a little blurry for me. Detroit's they won 11. What do we get?
17 and 50.
Okay. And then the Houston one?
28, 59, and 69. That was my high school number, was 69. Okay. No reasoning, by the way.
All right.
But Francis, I'd consider Sadiq. Oh yeah, see, so
I would not
Francis.
take Kenyon Sadiq at 11 ever.
So for me, I'm okay. Not like, and it's funny the percentage. Right?
Get
I'm
rid
okay.
of the top and the bottom.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Now, honestly, I know, it's a bigger drop off, but I like 28, 59, 69. I like that.
I like
59,
7.
69.
Because
Let me just tell you, let me give you my thing. You can jump right after me, because this is the draft to have those picks. This draft, after a few guys are off this board, then it kind of gets a little fuzzy. But if you have that 59, 69, man, you could stack your team with a lot of good players. Maybe not great, but a lot of good players. So now dropping down 6 spots, getting pick 50, adding pick 50 to your lot of 3rd round picks, that's good too. That's great. But here you get 59 and 69. You drop to 28. Maybe you get Colton Hood with the 28th pick, or maybe you go Leone if he's still there. That's just me, but you tell me otherwise. What are
the reason why I would take 750 and 50? Number one, it's out of conference. That's the first one reason. 2, if you take let me finish. So 50
That's
is
okay.
a little. 50 is higher than 59, 69, and you're not dropping as much. Plus, if you stay at 17, I have this feeling that even if we drop to 17 and 50, there's going to be a trade there where you're still going to be able to accumulate even another 1 or 2 picks and might be able to stay in the first round. So I think if we take the Detroit trade, there's still going to be another trade package there that if we don't see our guy there at 17, that you might be able to trade back and still stay in the first round and even get another pick in the second or early 3rd round. That's my opinion. But I'll go with you. But I think we should try 17 and 50. But that's just me.
So Anthony says take the Houston package. Idleman, Duke, DSG. Your thoughts, guys. If you were to take a trade, which trade
Idleman agrees with me. Idleman agrees with me.
Oh, Idleman says 17 to 50. Perfect. So we need a tiebreaker. Let's get one more. Give us
DSG
one
knows
more.
Is better.
It's higher than 59. But
but
59 and 69.
No, I win. DSG's always
69, dude. Come on.
Look at my back.
Come on, tiebreaker, DSG.
DSG, look behind me. Look what jersey
That's
is sitting
right. He says I'm
wall.
taking the 3 picks. DSG says take 3.
Alex Smith. Look at Alex Smith.
Come on, guys. We need a tiebreaker. We're still tied here. Come on now. Oh man, everybody 17 to 50.
Balake.
Blake, appreciate you. All right, let's do it. We'll do it. I would take the 3 picks. I'm just saying, but let's go 1750. Let's do it. That's cool. All right. Now, you got pick 17.
McCoy's
still there.
Woods is still there.
Proctor is there.
Woods is
Tyrell, Caleb Lemieux, Monroe Freeling, Dylan Thieneman. Cool. Let's look at the one trade. 23 and 54 from Philadelphia. Honestly,
I like that trade. I told you you'd end up with higher picks. So here, instead of getting 29, 59, 69, now you have 29, 50, and 54.
Balake, I love that. Balake says trade down again.
No, but look at it. Bobby, I win because you originally were going to take 29, 59, and 69. I predicted, Finstanza knows better, that now you get 28, 50, and 54. Take the trade.
Take your cheap victories.
I win again.
Right, we'll do it. All right. Woo, there you go. All right.
No more trading.
We're good right here. We're good.
Dylan Thieneman's my pick.
So, Dylan Thieneman at safety. Love that pick.
That's my pick.
Love that pick. But let's go over this very quick. Can we go over this a little bit? Sure. All right. So, very quick. Denzel Boston is there. This is a guy who I'm sure, oh my gosh, who has the size. A lot of people have him rated really high. This is a possible option here for Miami, right? Monroe Freeling, Anthony Manzano keeps saying, take Monroe. 6'7", 315, right? This is a guy who's flying, who's kind of rising up the boards. He's a guy that's consistent. He is a guy who can move side to side with ease, but you could put him on the left. You could have put him on the right. Perfect, right? But Austin Jackson coming back kind of frees that up. CJ Allen, smart linebacker, traditional linebacker. Put him with your 3 guys that you've got, and man, you're good. You're set to go going into next year. Colton Hood, love this guy. 5'11", 193, 4.4, right in the combine. I like him a lot. I think him and McCoy are not too far off, but I'm cool here because I know I got guys later on. I'm down with Dylan Thieneman here. I know a lot of people love Caleb Downs, and I love Caleb Downs, but I'm down with Dylan Thieneman. I've been high on him for a while.
George loves him, by the way. George
love Dylan Thieneman. If I pull him, I have a first-round grade on him. Love watching his stuff. George loves it. Evan loves him. Alex says take Hood. What's the trade offers? Balaka, he wants to see some trade offers.
Up again. You can't get out of the first round. You have to stay.
We'll look one more time. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to do it.
No more San Francisco. That's too McDaniel-like.
Oh, stop. But no, I think we're going Thieneman here. I like Hood a lot. I see Hood. Cap says pick up the phone.
Thieneman earns respect right there.
You know what? Going Dylan Thieneman here, man.
Hey, it worked out well in the first round.
Yeah, I like it. So here we are. We are at the 43rd pick. And with the 43rd pick, you got some options here. You got D'Angelo Ponds. The thing with D'Angelo Ponds, though,
he's just small.
I love it. He's smaller. And here's the thing.
I love him, though.
Like him a lot. But let's be real here. Miami's shown with the players they've gotten so far, especially in the secondary, they're going after taller guys. This is a guy that I find I have a hard time believing Miami would get him. Now, he's a competitor.
There's 2 guys there.
But Zion Young, edge rusher, right? I love watching his film. The guy makes plays. I think he's a rotational guy. He's contributing day one. You see last year had 6.5 sacks. He continues to get better every year. Love the size. That is someone I'm absolutely considering at this spot. Here's another receiver. Right? We just saw Tutu Atwell, right? So you go, man, there's no way. Look at that size. We just saw Tutu Atwell. But you talk about speed. This guy is speed. This guy, he's not Tyreek Hill, but he could give you that Tyreek Hill type of playmaking with the speed. Just saying. I just saw Foster. Forgive me. I was going to say maybe Giovanni. Chris Bell. I love me some Chris Bell. 6'1", 222, built like a linebacker or a Derrick Henry running back. Physical, strong, plays, reminds me of an Anquan Bolden, plays big, physical, huge on that guy. Love that kid. I would absolutely be okay grabbing him here. And I do think Miami could double dip at wide receiver. I really do.
Because we have a pick at 50, I know who my pick is. But
so no, I did not see. Apparently, Sullivan is in love with CJ Daniels. Brought up CJ Daniels the other day. I think he's a very, in the lower round picks, I think he's an absolute option for the Miami Dolphins. I do know that he has a relationship with Malik Willis, and that might be where you're hearing that rumor because they've played together before.
Well, who has the relationship that they signed? Is it not the wide receiver from Tolbert, yeah.
Oh, Ted Hurst from Georgia State. Love Ted Hurst. Love.
But I know who my pick is here.
All right, tell me. Talk.
Idleman. This is where you go get your another premium position player. You already filled up your role at safety. You go pick up Zion Young. You need to really fill up that edge rusher position. You got Josh Uche. You got Ajabo today. You have Chop Robinson. You go pick up Zion Young, and you got honestly, he is a day one. I believe he's starting day one for the Miami Dolphins.
I love it. I'm down with that. I'll roll with it. Let's go. Because I'm looking at CJ Daniels later. I'm looking at Chris Bell, maybe in a few picks. I'm looking at Ted Hurst in a few picks. Possibly guard, the next pick. Possibly. But I'm down. Let's go edge rusher here. Zion Young. Bam, look at that. Still on the board. Look, Zachariah came off. Chris Bell is still there.
I like Jacob Rodriguez, but I'm not going linebacker yet.
Jacob Rodriguez is a decent pick, really good pick.
No, but here's where this is where honestly you gave them his picks. I go, this is where I give you, and I agree with you. This is where I go take Chris Bell.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
This is where that's why you traded down.
So, but let me tell you why I think double dipping at wide receiver and corner, if you could get it, you do it.
Duke.
Right? Duke. Because there's so much talent at wide receiver this year. This is the year to get wide receivers. Okay. Ted Hurst, 6'3", 206, speed demon. You know, yes, he played for Georgia State. Yes, he didn't play crazy competition, but he plays like a superstar, and I think he is going to be a superstar in this league. He has a potential to be a number one guy. You got Bryce Lance later on. Yeah, you know, the school is the same, but you know who he reminds me of? Christian Watkins from the Packers. This is the guy that I absolutely see as a possible Miami Dolphin or a Green Bay Packer. But yes, I'm going with my guy. I got Dennis Thieneman. I'm getting Chris Bell.
I'm loving this draft so far. I'm drooling.
I'm feeling really freaking good. So now
back at 54.
We're at 54, and we still got some. Let me see something very quick. How do I do that? There we go. Let's go here. I'm not looking at trades. Just want to look here. 54, 75, 87, 90. So we're at 54 right now, Evan. You're looking at the board. Where are you at right now? We got an edge rusher.
What's our next pick after that, after 54?
I just looked at it. Let me pull that back up.
No, because there's a guy I'm staring at that I need to know if he's going to be there.
75, 87, and 90.
That's your next pick?
Yep.
After 54? Okay. So just because
we're in the second round, we got 3 picks in the third. So
I know, but our next pick's not until 75?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I know we got
so you're gonna lose your mind on this one.
Maybe not.
But the player that I would take at this pick, you're gonna be surprised just because
I'll
the
tell
guy
you who I got
appeals
right
to
after.
me right now. There's been all the years we've been talking about the guys that we want to get in the draft that look like a football player, that really are mean, that look like you at the combine, he was the guy that stuck out at the Senior Bowl. You wanted to, and for me, the guy I want at this pick, you're going to be shocked because we didn't take an offensive lineman yet. I'm taking Jennings Dunker here. I am taking Dunker at this pick. I want that mean, ugly looking guy, and I want my guard. There's my guard to play along with Savaiinaea. You move Savaiinaea to right guard, and you put Jennings Dunker at left guard. That's me.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not waiting another 20 picks to take my lineman.
So Jennings Dunker.
I want Jennings Dunker at this pick.
Right. You know, again, you see all the notes there. 6'5", 319. Looks the part.
Guy looks mean.
Plays the part. Like it a lot. You go double down on edge rusher. I'll tell you the guy that I'm eyeing. This is me.
Okay? Jarian Price, right?
No.
Huh?
Eli Stowers, man. Stowers. We got our blocking tight ends. We got them. We need a playmaker. We need someone with go Devon H. And we need weapons for.
We have Greg Dulcich.
Get the out of here. This guy is a play.
We spent $3 million on tight ends.
Heisman Trophy. This was the guy. This was the weapon.
This
is the playmaker. This is the next big thing at tight end. I
thought we have lineman problems. I thought we have offensive lineman problems.
You work it out. Get your lineman whenever you want.
Oh, I guess you're more worried about. I guess I'm more worried about that offensive line than you are.
Balake says, "What are the trade offers? We're getting more trade offers, huh?" All right, 67 and 102 from the Raiders. The Saints will give you 73 and a future pick. The Titans give you 66 and 101, and the Cardinals go 65 104. So, I guess I would go with the Titans trade there, but that's just me.
Fine, I'll give you Stowers.
No. It's okay. Take it easy. We'll go with it. Look, DSG says build the trenches. I just missed one here. I don't know.
So DSG, are you agreeing with me that we should take Dunker?
Yeah. So we got 2 people saying Dunker now. So let's do it. That's okay. I like Stowers a lot.
I'm telling you, I did my research.
It's good, brother. It's good. I love it. We're moving on. Let's keep it going.
This is your pick.
All right. So we're at 75. Okay.
Oh, I know who I want.
So
I know who I want.
I'm taking a look. Let me take a look here. Just making a look. Wow.
Just go back. Oh, is he there?
Hold on.
Oh,
Let me take a look here for a second. 87 and 90. Okay. All right.
Okay. Scroll back up. What? I'm trying to look. Just go back. Go down a little bit. Just go down a little bit. Keelan Rowland. No, I know who I want.
All right, talk. Because I'm gonna look at a couple guys.
No, I want. This is where I go and I double dip on edge, and I go get
Dennis Sutton. Yeah. So
that's honestly, you can never have too many edge rushers. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So right here, I like that. Yeah.
Idle Man is like my new hero. Well, Locke, likes it. See, I see. It seems that I work out well.
Stokes, the good thing about Stokes, he plays corner, but safety. He's good size, 6'1", 4'3", speed.
Who's in corner? Let's give Manzano what he wants. What's a corner?
I already know what I want at corner. I'm good at corner. I'm not. Nobody's ignoring anything. I like Julian Neal. Good size too, 6'2", 4'9".
This is the Sutton pick.
I like that, but your edge rusher position, you need to build the trenches. You need to build the line. Here's my thing. Here's where I'm struggling. It's not corner. It's not ignoring because the Dolphins have signed a lot of freaking corners. It's not ignoring anything.
And honestly,
I know who I want. I know who
Douglas
I want.
can come back. Jack Jones can come back. All over.
But that's where I'm kind of like.
He'll be there.
No, trust me, he won't. I mean, if he is, that'd be awesome. If he is, that'd be awesome. But
he'll be there.
I'm gonna roll with you here. I'm gonna go with Dennis Sutton because this is a guy who did play with Chop, right? And you're getting that edge. I love it. So we'll go here. We'll get another edge here. We'll double dip. Let's keep rolling here. All right.
Go to wide receiver.
He's right there. I see him. So I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm not even gonna think about it. He's
but Michael's out trying to see if he can make your screen a little bigger. But I don't know if you're.
There's no way I could do it. That's about it. Can you make the text on your screen, my guy? No, that's about as big as we're gonna go.
Put it on a TV screen next time, buddy.
So let's go through here very quick. Okay.
Oh, I like Malik.
Chandler Rivers is there. This is my dude right here. This is who
I like David. I also like Malik Muhammad. How big is Malik? How big is he?
6 foot. Not bad. No, it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. We did go safety with Dynaman. Yep. So yeah, here I'm going Ted Hurst. I'm not passing on Ted Hurst right now.
Yeah.
I think you go like this, Desiree. Forgive me. I hope
you can sort of like
if you're on your iPad, brother. I think you can just
not on your iPhone.
But yeah. But I'm going Hurst. I can't pass on Hurst. I just can't do it. And if we did pass on Hurst, my next week would be Bryce Lance, which is okay. But we got 90.
Tacario Davis.
Yeah.
Still there.
So let me make sure. I think we're still.
I would just go get Tacario.
Yeah, no, I'll just make sure.
I'm not trading right now.
111. No, I'm looking at what we have left.
So here, I think it's not even a reaction. We take Tacario Davis here without even blinking.
Let's see here. Okay. Yeah.
Here you go corner. You take Tacario Davis.
I'm down. Tacario Davis. I'm down. Love him. I love him. Did it work, Michael? Did it work?
He said thank you.
Okay, good. Okay.
Now here we're in the fourth.
So we're in the fourth now. Yeah, 111.
What's the trade?
So the trade? You get 141 and 146.
No, thank you.
That's not crazy. But
no, check quarterback for me.
Carson Beck,
Alar's there.
Cole Payton.
The Taylor Green is also there. Taylor Green's still there. Okay. Yeah, Zion Young was a stud. So go back to all.
We're in all.
William Lee, Rashawn Benny, Isaiah Ward, Jared Kelda, Crawford, Drew Shelton. I'm just trying to see who's there. Corleone. I'm just trying to see where we get. Put Benny up for me for a second. Rashawn Benny. I just want to see his size. 6'3". Is he? What's his? What's his? Is he a do you know if he was a sophomore or is he's a junior? What level he's at? I just want to know if he played with Grant or not.
He did. Right?
He did.
Yeah. He played.
I might consider it.
It's a fifth-year defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Let me just make sure. Let me see who's still there because I have a guy on my mind. I could wait.
I have a feeling I'd like to get. I would like to build up the line on the defensive side. To build up with this is a place where I'd want to go help Zach Sealer and Jordan Phillips and Zeke and Kenneth Grant because our next pick's not till a little bit later, so we don't have to get until 161.
151.
So
and I have a player in mind for that, but I want to get a player.
Who are you better at? Would you consider Benny? Would you consider McKellen? What do you? I feel we need to get a lineman here. I might go with Benny.
Man, we got we could go lineman, we could go D line, but you had
to pick between McClellan and
3 guys last year. Did we take a guard yet? We did take a guard. Yes, we did.
I'm not taking QB DSG. I just want to see who was there. I go either Benny or McClellan. I would go Rashawn Benny just to give someone that has played with Kenneth Grant. I think it might be. I throw a dart at a wall. But you make the call.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. And we could let's go get Kenneth Grant's guy. Played with him. Can rotate with him. Even though we do have Jordan Phillips, we got Zeke Biggers. You add to this D-line. We're in that spot. You got to get talent. You guys are already double dipped at this position. Can we double dip at corner, please? We didn't double dip.
I haven't double dipped at tackle. I haven't taken a tackle yet.
If you're talking about D line, this makes 0 sense. Okay. Why doesn't it not make sense?
We have not taken one D line yet.
Why does this not make sense? We need a center. Let's go ahead and put up interior offensive line.
I hate to break it to you. We already have a backup center.
Yeah, we do.
You know what his name is?
Let's see here.
Who's our backup center, Bobby?
Who
is it? You said we have one. What's his name?
You said that.
We do. Andrew Meyer.
There you go. I know you guys were drafted. No, I thought you guys were drafted defensive line. I don't trust Brewer. We need a center. Brewer's been one of the most
Brewer. You don't trust Brewer. He was the second team all pro.
One of the most consistent guys. I trust him. Look.
Thank you, Michael.
Here's the thing.
We have a safety in Dylan.
Can look? I it's not on there, right? I don't see it on there. Is the meter's not going there?
No.
We got a safety. Dylan
Andrew Meyer.
And double dipped at corner. I mean, Dolphins have triple dipped on corner or quadruple dipped in free agency.
And by the way, even if you don't get a corner, last year our 2 starting corners ended up pretty decent in Jack Jones and Rasul Douglas. We're gonna have money in after the draft. I'm not worried about corner right now.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, if you tell me, obviously Will Lee, 6'1", like his size, Dylan Everett, love his size, love his speed. I'm cool with that. We need a quarterback. True.
Let's accommodate. What's a running back?
Running back, like if you were told me go running back, I could go running. Nick Singleton has that guy has a little bit of upside. Obviously, there's a guy who's a top 10 guy once in a day, but you want a guy who probably lead run block. That's his partner, Kitron Allen. That's a more thing. Yeah. But there's a guy later on that is on my mind already for that. BPA for me, BPA is Will Lee, obviously, and there you go. But let's roll with Evan. Evan says Barry. I'm gonna go Barry here. Go Barry. And Michael, there is a huge running back. Give me some time. Okay? Give me some time. So, got 2 edge rushers. Got a defensive tackle, defensive lineman there. D-line looks really good. Now, this is where you're considering here, okay? We'll look at offensive line. Let's pull this up here. There you go. Those guys there. But this might be the time to look at a quarterback. And the guy that I'm looking at, there's 3 there.
Taylon Green.
Taylon Green is there, right? There's upside there. Cole Payton is another guy. This guy, arm, athletic, can extend the play. I'm rolling. DSG. Sawyer Robinson, another guy that I've been on.
Really?
Like him a lot at a Baylor. Another guy, big arm, could run the ball, extend the play. Any one of these three guys are guys that I'd be absolutely good with.
Taylon Green's a project. It is a project. Can't process nothing.
But you got Quinn Ewers. You got Malik Willis. You're not expecting him to do a damn thing. You're betting on upside, though. And this guy is built like a brink truck.
You can use him in the push. You can use him in the tush push.
Use him in the tush push. He could learn behind Malik Willis to be that guy. What if he blows up? What if he is that guy?
Oh, yeah, no more
Malik Willis. You could move and trade him.
Sari's right. I don't want to no more lefty quarterbacks.
Oh, stop it.
No lefties. No lefties.
All right. But 6'5", 227, runs like that, 4.36.
I take Taylon Green. I'm going
Taylon Green. I'll go Taylon Green here. I'm not even thinking about it. And I still like those other two guys. DSG, no QBs.
Here.
CJ Daniels went off the board, but that's okay. We got two receivers. And let's get it going here. There's some guys that I want to look at.
Here's your running back. Here, go get your Gerald Dokes. Go get your Dokes. Remember him?
Yeah, I do. And let me see if my guy's there. Not saying my guy like, oh, for sure. So he is perfect. So, but before I go to him, do you want to talk about this? Max Bredesen, 6'2", 252. This is a fullback. We got rid of Alec Ingold.
No fullbacks for me.
Can I get my point across? Or
just ain't no fullbacks for me. No soup for you.
Yeah. Well, we need one, right? And they're going traditional fullback, and we have this guy, so they're going to need one. Don't sleep on him. I can see that happening. But the back that I'm looking at right here, even though it's 346, is CJ Donaldson. Look, 6'2", 230, from Miami, grew up in Miami. Love his size, 10 touchdowns last season. Thick frame, good IQ and pass protection, knows where to be end zone wise, end zone friendly. I like him. I like his upside. That's where I'd be at this time right here.
I'm okay with that.
Let's ride.
We haven't taken a running back. That's my pick.
Let's ride.
Happy with this shot. I'm giddy. Oh, we have another one. Where are we trading back?
Yeah, we got one more.
Oh, yeah, because we have the Minka Fitzpatrick trade.
And that is where, for me, this is a guy. Well, let me see here. Let me make sure. Let me see. Let me look at all the picks because I have eyes on one guy, but I want to make sure. Make sure no one's falling. I want to be like, I missed on him.
Is Heinrich there, or he's already taken?
Eli Heidenreich?
Eli Heinrich, yeah.
Heidenreich.
Is he there?
I don't know.
Search him.
I'm looking, man. Chill, bro. Let's see. That's a dude. If you're looking at another receiver, this dude right here, Chris Hilton's another guy, smaller guy, but this one's bigger. Let's see. I think he's 6'3", 207 in my notes. Like him a lot. I know the draft professor likes him. But we're looking at the Navy kid. No, he's not. Draft professor. Oh, Drew Collings of Draft Professor is huge on Lewis Bond.
Find our star. Find our star.
All right. So, there he is. He's a running back. Okay, sorry. Eli Heidenreich is there. That's interesting. We already took one. But he plays receiver and
Santa's losing team. Every pick counts. I want to see. Okay, let's just see here.
249 is the trade offer.
Thank you.
It's a swap. It's a swap.
Okay, scroll up. I'm just gonna see. Go BPA for a sec.
That's it right there. You look at him.
Dango Singleton, Husky, Henry, Patrick Payton, Harrison Wallace.
I'm looking at Chris Adams, the interior offensive lineman. That's what.
I know who I'm going. Can you open up? Can you open up Scooby Williams for me, please? 6'2", 231. Florida.
Randy Orton turned heel. All right. Well, they needed that. I wish it was Cody.
I'd go Scooby Williams. I want a linebacker. I'm taking a linebacker this draft.
You could want a linebacker, but
That's my little sneaky pick. I think there's a guy.
Heidemann says Eli multiple roles. That's
I
intriguing.
like Scooby. I'm
going to write down Eli to watch.
We have a
I'm going to watch more of him. I'm going to be honest.
We have a storm. We have a storm. I'll take a Scooby.
Maybe.
That's my fun pick of the 7th round. I'll take Scooby Williams.
You would take him, and I'm at between Chris Adams, interior offensive lineman.
I like Scooby Williams.
We need to build the girth on the O line.
We do not take one linebacker. I'm taking Scooby.
We don't need a linebacker. We don't need
yes,
we don't have to force.
We need a versatile linebacker.
Why would you force yourself to take a linebacker just to take him? Talk to me about Scooby Williams. What do you know about Scooby Williams? Go. Because Manzano and let's see here, Eidelman, no Eli. They're plugging Eli, multiple roles, running back, receiver. Okay, interesting. I'm telling you, Chris Adams, interior offensive lineman, could play tackle. You like Scooby because of the name, right? That's his bureau.
No,
position, right?
He played at Florida at A&M. I also want a special teams guy. The guy could be a versatile rotational linebacker to help out with Dotson and with Brooks. That's why.
He ain't gonna do nothing with Brooks. Oh, I'm just kidding. All right, let's do it. Let's make
He's a
Evan
big boy,
happy.
6'2", 231. I like.
Go Scooby here.
And by the way, he went to Texas A&M, so with Devon
really, man, Cody Rhodes is getting beat down. It needed to happen, even though I wish it was Cody being the bad guy, but you got to make Cody the baby face.
By the way,
here you go.
Remember last year, what was the player I kept on telling you to go to follow and monitor in the 7th round, 6th or 7th round? Remember his name?
No.
Who? He plays for Buffalo.
Who's that? Oh, the
Jackson Haas.
Yeah.
And every time, go look at his performance for Buffalo this season. So go look. Scooby.
Yeah, but you watch Jackson Haas. You haven't seen Scooby yet. Don't act like
yes,
you watched
I've done a little bit. I'm going to do a lot of research on him now.
I know you have to now. So Evans guys for sure, right? These are the two guys that
Hey, is that a B minus or a D minus?
No. So
I don't like these picks. What did I get a B minus or a D for that one?
We got A minus grade.
For Scooby.
Oh, Scooby was a B minus.
Ah, here we go.
But again, it's what it is. We got Dylan Thieneman, Zion Young, Chris Bell, Jennings Dunker, Dennis Sutton, Ted Hurst, Tesario Davis, Rashawn Benny, Talon Green, CJ Donaldson, and Scooby Williams. That's where we went. We got our linebacker later in the draft. We got a running back later, quarterback, D lineman, but double dipped at wide receiver. Got Tesario Davis to pair with the stacked cornerback room. Edge rushers got 2 of them to pair up with Chop plus Chop's old teammate and Denny Dunn Sutton. Dylan Thieneman pairing the secondary. Chris Bell and Ted Hurst in the wide receiver room. I like it. Decent enough.
I'm loving that draft. I'd be giddy at that draft.
There you go. Come away with Talon Green too. That's pretty cool. There you go. So our cornerback room, that's what you mean to say. Our cornerback room is not stacked. Half of those guys that we signed are special teams aces and not starters, man development guys for the practice squad. What grade we got? What grade? It was a B. It was A minus. We got an A minus on that draft. An A minus. It's a lot of people in that room. And so there you go. Plus Tesario, I like him a lot. But anyway, Evan, as we try to figure out what's going on with the SmackDown, we got to check that out.
Whatever.
What's next?
We knew one of them was going to turn, and you knew that. I think they've been talking about putting Cody Rhodes heel forever. He will never. He's the Hulk Hogan of this year. Like, he's not going to this era. He ain't going nowhere. And Randy Orton, they have to give him something. And honestly, I like Randy Orton better as a heel.
Me too. I'm down with that.
And trust me, they're still going to sing his song.
Who
And
would?
I hope he beats Cody's ass at WrestleMania.
Me too. I hope so too.
I'm so over Cody Rhodes right now. By the way, I don't know about you, totally off topic. I cannot stand his podcast. Like, I think they ruined. You know how I always troll Gunther, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they having him interviewed by Cody Rhodes for an hour and a half? Like, give me a break. Can we keep the aura of Gunther where it belongs? You don't need to be interviewing this guy. Come on.
The new Larry David show. I gotta watch that. The new Larry David show.
What show's that?
It's called Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness. It's a sketch comedy about American history. Talon Green and Quinn Ewers could benefit from playing behind Malik Willis. Kid has a good head on his shoulders, and our QB room would be young and stacked and full of potential. I would get the running back from Arkansas over CJ Donaldson. There you go. Appreciate that. Yeah. And let's see here. No, I like that. Do that. Add in the comments what you thought and tell me where you would have been. Anthony, you could throw all the grades you want. Let us know where you would have went. Right? I mean, throw that in there. You know, we talked about your mock draft earlier, talked about some of the random guys you had at the end there. Talk for the reason. We gave you our reasons why we were going the way we go. So throw those in there. Let's see here. Make sure. Scooby was great with the mystery van. There you go. Eli, multiple roles. What are the trade offers? I'm trying to get back to the comments here. This is Bobby's 19th draft this week. No, it's not. It's probably twice I've done it. Let's see. All right. There you go. All right, guys. Well, anyway, Evan, any last words before we wrap this one up?
I love this season. Honestly, like, I don't think they're done. I think you're going to see another signing tomorrow. I can see a couple more signings this weekend. Honestly, I feel like there's no. Honestly, Bobby, do you feel there's GM? I think Malik is going to perform because in 2019, if you look at what Ryan Fitzpatrick did, no expectations, and the man willed himself. This is a guy who's going to be put in a position to succeed because if you remember, he had, even in 2020 with Tua, they had Jalen Waddle. They had a decent running game. If you the guys going in with Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle and some good veterans on the staff, it's not like 2019. It's not like 2020. A new development, the amount of draft picks that we have, they're going to stay the course. Like, I have total faith that this is going in the right direction. Like, and I'm not trying to. There's no bandwagon here. It's just they're doing the smart thing. Like, they're just doing. And honestly, I want to say this at the beginning of the show. If Malik hits and has a good season, tell me, outside of Drake May having a good year and then faltering the playoffs, does New England have a better offense than us? If someone told you tomorrow, does New England have a better running back than Devon Achane? Do they have a better wide receiver than Jalen Waddle? Will Anderson was a disaster at left tackle. They want to move him back to guard. Patrick Paul's better than Will Anderson all of a sudden. So for me right now, Geno Smith is who I had to go back to the Jets. Like, honestly, the foundation of the offense, and I don't think they're done yet. And if you pick up Ted Hurst and you pick up the group that we've decided to pick, and Chris Bell, I have, and then you set up your defense with them. You sprinkle in with some people in the you're gonna have $20 million after the draft for players who don't have jobs yet. And there's tons of guys there who don't have jobs yet. This team, if Malik Willis hits, and I believe he will, because he's 26. Like, tomorrow, if someone put you up, Bobby, Tua Tagovailoa or Malik Willis as your starting quarterback next season, people are going to take Malik Willis. So we're better at quarterback no matter what this season, no matter what. And there's no player in the draft, not even. By the way, Mendoza is the pick for the Raiders because they need a quarterback, and he's the best quarterback in the draft. But Francisco Mendoza, in 2027, if he had one more year at college, wouldn't necessarily with Sellers and and then the players coming in this 2027 draft would be guaranteed with Arch Manning may not be guaranteed. So it's because it's a very weak quarterback draft in the first round. There's no guarantees. So for me, the Dolphins are in a good position right now. I'm very comfortable with what they're doing. I loved, obviously, because we've completely started from the beginning, and I am pleasantly surprised with what they've accomplished so far in the position that the three morons, Curly, Larry, and Mo, left us in.
There you go. Duke.
I meant Will Campbell. I meant Will Campbell.
Anthony, I'll get to you. Anthony.
Thank you, Manzano. I meant Will Campbell.
We know. Anthony, I'll get to your comment in just a second. Duke, ask Bobby Evan, do you feel coach and GM will feel pressure if Malik does not perform? I'll answer first, and then we could jump on or just keep going. No, I don't. I don't think, because of the contract and the way it was written up. We know what his past is, and it's not like they signed him to a mega deal. They got, he's paid, they gave him a big signing bonus, right? Or decent signing bonus, so it's $22.5 million, but it's a $1 million hit. And even next year, even if he doesn't perform and he's your backup, it's a pretty decent offer. Or he's your mid-tier starter, you go draft another guy, you don't have it, not 50 some odd million, not 40 something, not 90 million. It's 22.5 million. So I think they trust the work he puts in. I think they trust what he's going to be able to do for them, not only behind the scenes, but on the field. But I think that if he doesn't perform, let's say he just totally craps the bed, which I don't think will be the case. I'm not saying he's going to light it up, but I don't think it's going to be somewhere like, damn, this guy's just bad. But if he doesn't, they go get their quarterback, their guy next year. They move up, they get their guy, and they got a guy cheap deal, and they probably move him, and it's a tradable deal, or they could just put him in, he's your backup. Anthony says, okay, first of all, I would have double dip at edge rusher. I would have done that at safety and corner with Whitley, Dillon, and Davis and Neal. Julian Neal and Zeke Whitley from Penn State. Double dip at edge rusher. So double dipping at edge rusher. Miami's edge rusher is lacking. Obviously, corner is as well. Safety is as well, and I get it. We would have double dipped at corner, but Evan obviously was pushed for the D tackle because he wanted to stack up the D line, which Miami has said, Sullivan has said, we need to build from the inside out. Inside out. That's the trenches. That's O-line. That's D-line. So, again, mock drafts aren't perfect, right? Nobody's perfect, right? We got this whole free agency, which Miami is stacked up on corners, whether you think they're going to be starters or not, which, again, they're not big names. Neither is the edge rusher, right? We've got a second-round pick edge rusher who was the backup in Baltimore who we signed. We don't expect him to be the starter. But if you could come away with a couple starters, Danny Dennis Sutton, right? And what we did, I like it. Right now we have Chop Robinson, and then who else? We go in and get these two other guys. They come in, they come plug and play. Zion Young, Danny Sutton, got good, decent, young, rotating defensive linemen. So you're right? Yes, double dipping a corner would be a good plan for Miami, but that's why they stack again. Doing what they've done in free agency so far has given you the opportunity to look at those other positions. You don't just grab a guy just because you think you need that position. You grab a guy because you think this guy's better needed. So Will Allen, right? Not Will Allen. Will, I'm forgetting his last name, the corner. Will Lee. If Evan wasn't high on the D tackle or wanted to get the D tackle, I would have went Will Lee. That probably would have been the way I would have went, or the kid from Ohio State or Georgia, excuse me. Would have went that way. But we went the other way. But you don't go after a position just because you think we're lacking at that position. You don't just grab a guy because he's this guy, this position. You get a guy because you think he's going to be better at that. You think he's going to be a better player. You need players who are going to be better. So, but I get it. Fair game. I wouldn't mind going 0-17 next year as long as we improve play and we stay competitive. There you go. Balake, hit that like button, people. Appreciate you, Balake.
When did they come out with the actual schedule? It's May.
It's true. Hey, free. Look, notice it's a lot of 1-year deals, which is great. It's just great.
Yeah, a lot of South Florida guys, though.
Let Sully cook. Bobby finally come around on HN. Yeah. But anyway, guys, listen, appreciate everybody spending this late night with us. We're going to do this a lot more, FTSN, whether Evan, what?
The only point I was going to make that no one talked about this week, I think maybe we talked about briefly, the guy who drafted Malik Willis,
John Robinson,
is in the Miami Dolphins brass.
Yeah,
let's just always remember that.
That's true. No, and again, you look at this for an offense with Sully and Halfley now as the coach, and John Robinson. These are guys that know Malik Willis. They know the work he puts in behind the scenes. They know what type of competitor he is, the type of guy he is. This is who they want leading their franchise. May not be the guy. They say franchise guy. That's what the media says. But they may say, hey, this might not be the franchise, but this is definitely the guy who's going to lead this franchise as its quarterback to get us started on this new trajectory that Miami is on now, which, again, I love. This needed to happen. Fire Greer, fire McDaniel, get rid of Tua. Fresh start for Miami, something they haven't done in 20, 30 plus years. They finally did it. Let it ride. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching the late night show here on FTSN. When Evan and I, or it could be Evan and someone, or me and someone, or two different people, late night show when we're late. Evan, mostly me, because Evan is up and I'm up, and we'll say, let's just jump on, talk Dolphins, talk sports, talk whatever. Make sure if you like this show, and even if you hate it and you just want to get mad, hit that subscribe button.
Blame Finstanza.
We'll interact with you. We'll have a blast. Appreciate you all. Yes, I do, Duke. I think Tua will get that spot and become the starter in Atlanta. But anyway, make sure you subscribe. This is the late night show here on FTSN. FTSN, of course, partnered with Caneswear, guys. Anything Dolphins, Hurricanes, Heat, Marlins, anything South Florida, go check out Caneswear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. If you're anywhere other than Davie, Florida, whether you're in Canada like Finstanza, Puerto Rico, Texas, Tennessee like me, anywhere in the United States, anywhere outside the United States, check out caneswear.com. They ship anywhere, and they're pretty fast at their shipping as well. That's Finstanza. I'm Bobby Fins Talk. Like and subscribe, and most importantly, Dolphin fans, fins up. See you on the other side.